Hello, and welcome to the Central Park portal. Today we'll be reviewing how to review any assets that you currently have on contract. To begin, once you've logged into the landing page, simply go to the Asset Hub, and here you will find a listing of total assets that you currently have on contract. You can see what their status is regarding ParkView, serial numbers, contract numbers that they're attached to, any asset tags, host names, descriptions, OEM, and location. As you can see, there are a variety of parameters that you can review this information on simply by using the filter option. You also have the ability to export these assets onto an Excel spreadsheet for any internal auditing purposes or validating any assets that need to be removed from contract. To look at the specific details of any specific asset that you have on contract, simply select the serial number, and here you can see all details attached to that particular asset. Contract number, coverage dates, service level agreement on that particular asset, any tags, the location, as well as ParkView status. If any edits need to be completed on any specific asset, there are a few options here up on top, whether that be updating the asset details, removing it from contract, submitting a ticket on that particular asset, as well as any ticket history on that particular asset. For this example, let's update the asset. If the serial number needs to be edited, simply make that change, add any IP address information, host name, OEM that is attached to, description, or part number. Once you've made those changes, select Next, validate the address details, make sure that all information here is correct, select Next, and add any commentary on why the change needed to happen. In this case, perhaps the serial number was off by 1 digit, or the asset may have moved locations. Once you make that change, you'll select the Submit button. This change will now go to our internal teams to process that change, and you will receive confirmation once it's been completed. Now, if the asset does need to be removed from contract, you'll select Drop Asset. Identify the particular asset that needs to be removed, or if there are multiple assets that do need to be removed, simply check all that apply, select Next, enter in the details on why they are being removed. You can also select this dropdown to select the reason for the drop. Once you've confirmed that information, hit Submit, and it'll route back to our internal teams to process that change for you. Once the change is completed, you will also receive confirmation that it has been done. Now, as you're reviewing all assets that are currently on contract, and if you notice that any need to be updated, perhaps in a bulk type update, you do have the option here to do bulk asset updates. Here you're able to attach Excel files for our teams to better service your request. Simply attach the file here, hit Submit, and it'll route to our internal teams to review that information and coordinate those changes with you, whether that be a bulk asset add or bulk asset drop. Any of those changes will be filtered directly through to your account manager, who will coordinate that communication with you. Now that we've reviewed the assets that are currently on contract, perhaps you'd like to know how your service has been performing against these assets. On the left-hand side, you'll have the Analytics Hub. In the Analytics Hub, it provides you a viewpoint of total tickets, incidents, compared to the assets that you currently have on contract. As you can see, there's a variety of great data available for you. You can filter down directly by location using this map. Also, it will give you a breakdown on storage, server, or networking type assets, along with the OEM, and it'll drill down even further all the way to serial numbers. Here you can see how many assets are currently on contract, how many tickets have been opened, and if ParkView is attached to any of these assets, you can also see how many events have occurred, along with configuration status. Even further, you can also see the total count of specific parts that have been consumed compared to these assets. Here in this example, you can see how many hard drives have been consumed, power supplies, fans, and even drill down further on capacity. Perhaps there's a particular OEM that you would like to drill down to. Let's take a look at Dell. Now we can see all data that's attached specifically to the Dell OEM within the estate of the assets. All of this information can also be exported via the ellipsis button and export data. All information housed within the Analytics Hub is in real time. Any tickets that have been opened will be updated accordingly to the actual Analytics Hub upon ticket completion. Keep in mind that all information that is housed within the Analytics Hub is for assets across the entire contract and the entire contract history. Any assets that have been removed from contract will not display categorically within the Analytics Hub itself. Thank you for your time today in reviewing the Asset Hub and Analytics Hub. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your account manager or client service manager for any additional information.